Hey, what's crackin' lackin', my Neekz of the world? It's Cregatron, aka Cronoxf. I did that backwards this time. But, yeah. This is part 2 of my review portion for Spider-Man Far From Home. So, let's get into it. And let's just say, dude, that was a good movie. And that's how you do a Spider-Man movie. Probably not my favorite Spider-Man movie. That still goes to Into the Spider-Verse, and then live action is probably Spider-Man 2. But it's a damn good movie. That's a damn good Spider-Man movie. And the thing I like the most is that they finally implemented one of Spider-Man's powers that they always neglected to implement, except for the first series of Spider-Man. In the Tobey Maguire series, they implemented one of his most important powers, but they always neglect to mention it in the later movies, in the Andrew Garfield, and even in Spider-Man Homecoming, they didn't mention this power. And you Spider-Man fans know what power I'm talking about, because it's his greatest power, and they never know how to implement it, because it's really hard to implement without, or in a movie it's hard to implement because it's so very visual in the comics, but you can't make it visual unless it's in a animated form. Like in the animations movies, they have this power because they can animate it like they do in the comics, but they can't do it in a live action film without maybe CGing the thing. But it's in there. They mention it, and they didn't take themselves seriously about it either, because they joke about it too, about how it's not working. So they know that they've been neglecting this power, and they finally implemented it, and it's implemented in an awesome way. So I'm really happy about that. I'm like stoked that they finally implemented it, and it finally makes sense in how he implemented it, because it was pretty much the only way that he was actually going to fight Mysterio. So they had to. There was just no question. He had to use it, because there was no other way he'd be able to fight Mysterio without it. And it's awesome, because that's my favorite power of his. But outside of that, it was still a great movie. I mean, they played on how Peter Parker is a genius. He knows his way around tech, and it was just interesting when he was building the suit, because, well, it's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. So when he builds the Steve Ditko suit, the black and red Spider-Man suit with the glider wings, that was pretty awesome. It got to show how like Peter Parker, like the 616 Peter Parker, does his stuff. Builds his own web shooters, and he knows all that scientifically technical stuff about how to impact his web impacts, and he's building electrical webs so he can short circuit stuff, and he does all that, and it shows when he builds the suit that he knows his way around the Stark tech, and it's awesome. And the last third of that movie was great. I mean, Spider-Man, classic Spider-Man, bouncing all over the place, taking things out, and it was amazing. It was an amazing Spider-Man event. Yeah, that was an amazing Spider-Man. Not like Andrew Garfield, but amazing Spider-Man. The one thing I do still have a problem with is that he is just not quippy enough. But they didn't force that. They already knew. They already are. I mean, he gets this thing from Tony Stark that's pretty important in the movie, so I'm not gonna ruin it. But Tony Stark gives him something with a note and has a message, and he says that Peter Parker would not understand it because it's not a Star Wars reference. So they played on the quip that he only references things from movies. It's funny. But yeah, he's just not quippy enough. That's just not my Spider-Man. My Spider-Man likes to be witty and like one-liners and throwing people off and all that stuff. And that's not Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So that's the one negative I have. Is just like they're just not quippy enough. They really gotta work on that. It's like Into the Spider-Verse does Spider-Man really well because and then there's multiple Spider-Mans because why have one Spider-Man? Having more Spider-Man, awesome. So hopefully they'll live action Spider-Verse because that is my literally favorite, or one of my literal favorite all-time storylines in comic books is Spider-Verse because it's freaking awesome. I don't know if they're gonna do it the way they do it in the comic books because it's pretty brutal, really brutal. But it's so awesome. But yeah, this movie was great. It hits all the levels. It's a great Marvel movie. So if you're into superhero movies, this is great. You're gonna enjoy it. It's got lots of action, lots of explosions, lots of intrigue because it's Mysterio. So yeah, you guys should check it out. It's a great Spider-Man movie. So all in all, I'm probably gonna give this an 8.5. It's a good movie. It gets a little awkward and cringy though because high school life and it's just like he's so awkward. And I don't know if they meant to do that in that way, but he's real awkward in this movie, and sometimes you just go ooh. But I like it. It's like the relationships that got built and stuff. That was nice. And the ending's gonna throw you for a loop. Maybe they'll do the retcon thing they did in the comics, but Spider-Man 3 is gonna be real interesting. Or the lead up to the next Avengers movie is probably gonna be pretty interesting. We gotta see what Phase 4 has in store for us in a couple weeks at Comic-Con when they release the schedule. So hopefully we'll go check that out and see what we're in for. But hey, this was a Marvel movie that happened after Endgame, so yeah, things are looking pretty good for Marvel. So let's just hope that the Black Widow movie, which is the next one that's coming out, they're filming it now, so it's probably the next one that's gonna get released. Black Widow movie, and then Shang-Chi and Eternals, I think were the ones on the docket. Hopefully those will be pretty good too, and Marvel won't let us down like DC. They really do need to make another Green Lantern movie. Do it! But yeah, it was awesome. I like it. 8.5 for me. So next week, I have no idea what we're watching because there's not a lot of things coming out next week. If anything, we might go and watch Stuber there. That might be the movie because there's like nothing to watch. Crawl does not look good to me. Yeah, that one comes out next week too, but I don't really. Jaws with crocodiles, no, that's no bueno. I don't think that's gonna turn out all that great, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll just do our top 5 of the year because it's been half a year so far. So top 5 so far, and I don't know if this counts because it came out in July, it's a little bit after, but hey, maybe if it counts, we'll see. If not, you'll just have to wait and see what our top 5 is when we figure it out, because there's a lot of movies that we watched and there's a lot of things that we got to research back. So yeah, stay tuned. Anyway, see you back maybe next week Thursday when another review comes out. Oh, maybe we might watch it on Tuesday. Who knows? But stay tuned. Like, subscribe, hit the little bell button. Yeah, you know, the little bell. Hit the bell so you get notified whenever we post videos. And yeah, hope you guys have a fun day, fun week, fun whenever you're watching this. Have fun and peace out. Cronoxf out.